Hello students, welcome to MGS Learning. Today we are going to study chapter 1 of computer science 1, that is operating system, and the topic is concept related to process management part 3. So let's begin. So in this session we are going to study what is priority, types of priority, and multitasking operating system. What is priority? The concept of arranging ready processes in a queue so that they can be dispatched one after another for execution on some policy is known as a priority. It means what are the processes are ready. So we are already seen process state. So ready is the one type of state process state. So what are the processes are ready that will be arranged in a queue. So that it can be dispatched one after the another for the execution. So we have to follow the sum policy that is called as a priority. So it means that what are the processes are ready that will be arranged in a queue. Then afterward they can be dispatched one after another for execution on some policy that is called as a priority. So the concept of priority is very important because the many processes are competing for the resources like CPU time and memory. So the concept of priority is very important. Now we will see types of priority. There are four types of priority. First one, external or global priority, internal or local priority, purchase priority, and the last one is time slice priority. So there are four types of priority. External. External means the user specifies a priority externally at the time of initiating a process. So this is the first priority of types of priority. So in this external priority, when the user is initiating a process, initiate means when the user is starting a process, that time user specifies the priority. User specifies the priority that is called the external priority. For example, if the user does not specify any priority, the operating system assumes a default priority for that. If we initiate a process, the user does not specify any priority. So operating system assumes certain priority. So that priority is called a default priority. So in many cases, the operating system allows your user to change this priority externally even during its execution. So if the user is initiating any process, that time the user specifies the priority. That priority is called the external priority. If the user does not specify any priority, the operating system itself is assumes that that priority is called as a default priority. So if the job is too urgent, the system manager permits the process at a higher priority. It means if the job is too urgent, what the system manager is doing, the system manager permits the process at the higher priority. If any urgent process is coming, so it will set the higher priority for the urgent job. That is called the external priority. So it will give higher priority to the urgent job. That is the concept of external priority. Next one is internal priority. Internal priority is decided by the using scheduling algorithm. So scheduling algorithm, it means it will be based on the calculations on the current state of the process. So this algorithm is based on the current state of the process. For example, each user while firing a process, so the it can be the processor can be posed to specify the expert supposed to specify the expert time to complete. So that is called the based on the current state of the process. The operating system can then set internal priority, which is highest for the shortest job. That is called SJF. That is shortest job first algorithm. So in the internal priority, the scheduling algorithm used, that algorithm is called the shortest job first. For example, so the shortest job, it means any shortest job is coming. So that will be set. That is called the internal priority. So it has two advantages. If shortage jobs are finished faster, so the number of processors competing for the CPU will be decreased. It means it will give high priority to the shortage job. So if the shortage jobs is finished faster, the number of processors, so what are the processors waiting, that will be reduced. Then afterwards, the second advantage is that the number of satisfied users will increase. It means the number of processes. So the what the operating system is doing, it will execute, it will give the higher priority for the shorter job. The shorter job, it means it will shorter job, it means the number of processes will be decreased. So and the second advantage also, the number of satisfied user will also increase. For example, if a stream of your shorter jobs keeps coming on, so there are many shorter jobs that keeps coming on the process. Though then afterwards, and only the shorter job is executing. So an important for the larger job maybe suffer from the indefinite postponement. It means it will give high priority to the shorter job. So the internal though the then the largest job that will be waiting, that is called the, so it will be waiting, so it will be wait for the indefinite postponement. So to avoid this, set higher external priority, that is too important for the larger job. It means when shorter job is coming, so it will be set for the internal priority. If largest job is coming, so we have to set for the external priority. So, so in this internal priority, the shorter job is executing, the high, they will get the higher priority. So the larger job is waiting. So that is called the internal priority. Next one is purchase priority. Purchase priority, it means in this priority, higher priority processes are charged at the higher rate. The operating system keeps the track of the time used by each process and charges it accordingly. It means the operating system have to keep track of the time. It will keep track of the time of the process. The each process, then afterwards it will be charges according to the time. So example, this part is used in some data center situations where each processor have to pay for the time used. For example, if I am using more time, then I have to pay more. That is called a purchase priority. Example, data center. Next one is time slice priority. So each process is given a certain time for execution. In this priority, each process, every process is getting a certain time. That is called a time slice. So the predetermined time given is called as a time slice. So the predetermined time is getting for all the process, that is called the time slice. So some time slice given to each process, so that a processor does not use a CPU independently. It means in the time slice, the process does not use it will use the CPU limited. The limited resource will be used by the this priority. So these are the four types of priority. Next one, multitasking operating system. See, a process can consist of multiple tasks which can run simultaneously. Multitasking operating system is a process consists of many tasks or multiple tasks, so which can run simultaneously. It means it will be run at the same time. So the multiple tasks should be run concurrently within a process. So within a process, a multiple tasks should be run concurrently. Example, a process consists of two tasks, so a two tasks should be run concurrently at the same time within a process. So it improves CPU utilization with the helping of multitasking. It improves CPU utilization. It means the CPU is working, executing the process simultaneously. The CPU will not be idle, so it is executing simultaneously. So it will increase the CPU utilization. So this is an example of multitasking. So in a processor, there is one processor. A process consists of two tasks. That is task 0 and task 1. So task 0 will be read a record, process a record, task 0 in. Task 1 will be write a record and task 1 in. For example, there are two tasks are different within the same process. Then they can run concurrently within the same process. If task 0 is blocked, for example, task 0 is blocked, so what the operating system is doing, it will not block the entire process because the process is consists of two tasks. If task 0 is blocked, what the operating system is doing, the operating system will find for the scheduling for the task 1, whether it will be find out whether the task 1 is scheduled or not. So when both the tasks are blocked, for example, task 0 and task 1 also both are blocked, then only the entire process is blocked. Okay, because the entire process is blocked means the process is considered two tasks, that is task 0 and task 1. If both the tasks are blocked, then again the what the operating system is doing, again if one task is ready, both the blocks are blocked, then only the entire process is blocked, because a process consists of two tasks. If both the tasks are blocked, then only the entire process is blocked. Again, if one task is ready, for example, in a task 0 is ready, the process can be moved to ready list. It will not be executed directly, it will be moved to the ready list and then schedule. That is the concept of multitasking operating system. So in this video, we have seen concept of process management, that is part 3. So this is the entire concept related to process management. So in this video, we have seen the topic is what is priority, types of priority, and multitasking operating system. In next video, we will see concept related to memory management.